Welcome to the Vexxed Uncensored podcast hosted by me, Saint, and Moe Vader. You'll be listening to us dive into taboo topics, celebrity news, discussing what's got us so vexed this week. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you listen to your favourite podcast. Now let's get into the show.
Vexxed Uncensored presents Saint Remastered Gold Vinyl, including 12-inch record and 12 tracks mastered for vinyl, with an exclusive cover and track list. Order yours today at Saint's official Spotify store.
Welcome to Vexxed Uncensored with me, Saint.
And me, Moe Vader.
And we are back for another show. Yeah, and a special one. A very special one. So guess what? We're going to shout out specifically the Apple listeners.
Yeah, you guys are really tuning in, you're showing up. It might be one of those psychological things, because you know, Apple users, they just seem to like to get fucked. A good little fuck off, fuck in, fuck out.
Yeah.
Fuck you, a little fuck
we're not quite sure what the reason is. But shout out to the Apple listeners, because you got us on the charts. You've got us on the Apple Podcast chart. Not only did you get us on the charts, you got us in the top 200 entertainment news podcasts.
Thank you.
Actually, I think you've got us most recently up to today. I think we're 116 in Great Britain. So
lovely. Somewhere else as well, we're in the top 35 London podcasts.
Yeah, we're in the top 35 London comedic podcasts thanks to FeedSpot, and they that's their job to rank everyone and put them in their place and stuff. So yeah, we're number 21 in the city. How about that?
Yeah, pleasant information, but I do have to say, as part of my human condition and experience of life and these things, it doesn't matter to me that much.
No, do you know what? It's more of a shock. And also a shock to see you were on the charts last year too.
We didn't know. We did not
Definitely did not know.
Speaking of charts.
Yeah.
There was one thing I wanted to throw out there real quick.
Okay.
Big shout out to Arielle Hayne. Released a banger last week.
Okay.
But post-production couldn't get in there, but check out her Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music and everything. Yeah,
we'll put a little snippet of her latest track
in
please.
The show for you guys, please.
So go tune in to Arielle.
When will I be in love again? I heard you before you heard me. You better take heed. I don't know if will I be in love again? I don't know if will I be in love again? I don't know if will I be in love again? I don't know if I'll be in love again. Lord, show me mercy, alone on this journey. Don't doubt that I'm worthy. Been a bad girl from early. It's like you bit of a bounty on me, I move swiftly. I declare emergency. I try to. I really try to do it for you. I should fuss and then I might ask questions out there.
And Arielle, I'm loving the music.
Yeah,
keep it up. Don't quit.
No.
Don't stop.
Don't be like me.
Don't be like Say. Don't be like
keep
Say.
Keep going. I know. I gotta keep it honest with you guys. I hope you don't, take it to heart. Do your thing,
Indeed.
Do your thing. Nice little slurp of rum, yeah. Got to have a bit of rum.
You know what?
And I'm not much of a drinker these days, guys, but
I'm a regular watcher of Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
And these tumblers that we're drinking from is the rum and coke.
Old school.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
The rum and coke that Julian always has in his hand. He's always got a cigarette and a rum and coke, half full, takes a sip, constant.
I call that a continental breakfast from where I'm from. That's a continental breakfast, mate.
Yes, indeed, yo.
But how you been since the last show?
I'm actually really hyperactive today.
Yeah, that's good. Always good.
I obviously got off work. Well, not obviously. It's not obvious to the listeners. But I got off work this morning, went to lunch.
Nice.
Went home, made a deposit.
As you do.
As you do. Changed from jeans to tracksuit bottoms. Started back out to go ice skating.
Okay, yeah.
Wonderful time. I didn't fall over.
And I was shocked that Streatham ice rink is actually still open, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it was shut on like a couple episodes ago, I think.
Condolences to the friends and family
who lost their lives back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tragedy.
Yeah. Streatham's cleaned up a lot since then, I guess. Do you know what? Most recently, like obviously I was at the country for a while, but like the city for a very long time.
Yeah.
And going through like the old haunts, Streatham, Brixton, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, big differences.
Well, they've pushed it all.
Right shithole when I grew up. I'm sorry, it was.
They've pushed most of it to the back roads, ain't they? Like in most places. Yeah,
they've moved it around now. All the ghettos are now elsewhere.
Yeah.
Elsewhere,
and a bit more hush.
Yeah.
A slight bit of discretion and decorum.
Yeah.
But just
you can't see it as much, you know. Before it was like, I'm just telling you, it was the roughest parts of London, and London's pretty rough half the time.
I had a conversation with someone that was recalling what their block was like in Hackney in like the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
They, word for word, they literally said you could open your front door, step out, look on the ground, and there's needles.
Yeah. It weren't as rough as that where I grew up, Brixton, Liberty Street. Like where I grew up, this don't even exist. Well, the street exists, but the building don't exist. Oh, nothing now. Someone took me back there recently, just to see where I used to live and stuff.
Absolutely expunged it.
Liberty Street. If anyone knows that, and the buildings there, that was back in the day. You know, lively place. Yeah. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Well, how's the week been for you?
Yeah, good. Thank you guys for anyone who's listened to my the latest track that come out. It was a remix of my dance song. I Got It. It's a dubstep remix, and it's doing well.
Fucking go and listen to it right now.
Yeah, doing surprisingly well. So thanks for that. What else? Yeah, the first peak of Skin Saint, which is like a organic skincare, like body care brand that's been in the works for a year, maybe more.
Give or take. Well, are we counting the initial first conversations, or from the point that we made contact?
Yeah, because we've talked about. I mean, it's been spoken about consistently behind the scenes, and
so it's about 14 months in the works.
Oh, see, I knew it was a long time. But yeah, the first sneak peeks come out of that, guys. So there's going to be like a small selection of products, Cosmos certified, so that's organic, vegan, all of that, and it's going to be like a hand and body wash. Ginger and cardamom, stuff like that. You've got like acne, spot care, do you know what I mean? Facial oil and stuff like that. So if you want to have a look, go to Skin Saint GB on Instagram and sign up there, because that should be doing something this year. Yeah,
come on, go and do that. Go do that for me.
Yeah.
Do the whole...
what was I going to say? What do we call them? What next? Like an organic fucking... what would you call it? I don't want to call it a sex oil or like a lube, yeah, because that's a bit, to me, I'm not selling no lube. It's got to be named something different.
Aromatic oils, short oils.
Okay, that's something. Mm-hmm. But I mean, look, you know, guys, you know, send your ideas in, because it's a developing brand, you know. But yeah, I'm not selling no lube. So creative names.
Let's
and
not.
I'll work something out, organic and natural and all that.
To be fair with you, if you get like coconut oil, and it's got a slight safe hint or tint of fragrance to it.
Okay.
It can work. Vegans are out here.
As long as it doesn't be breaking the contraceptive, you know, the rubbers. As long as it doesn't split the rubbers open. Because, you know, baby oil. Did you know that? Baby oil?
I didn't know that.
Listen, I bet you lot still out there using baby oil for sex. Because as soon as you get a condom, when next you can spare one, and you've got some Johnson's baby oil or whatever, just put it on condom, see what happens. It literally goes and bursts open. Yeah, never use that for sex if you're trying to avoid pregnancy, because you're going to get knocked up.
Well, you know how human beings tend to work. Mm-hmm. You've just given someone out there.
I mean, I did say spit is better. Like literally, the baby oil just destroys and disintegrates condoms. So, but you don't know that when you're busy.
Yeah.
You get me?
You just probably cost a lot of people their things.
And I've known that since I was like 20.
There'll be a listener out there that's going to get half a bottle of baby oil, squirt it in themselves without them knowing.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
exactly.
bitch.
Exactly.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, some people get prepped up before whatever, you know, before their person comes over. So you don't know what they're using up in there.
Oh my! You're gonna hear the coyotes in the background.
Yeah, the coyotes, they're roaming tonight.
We are once again in a secret location.
Yeah, it's in Kew Gardens. Out in Kew Gardens, you know. We're a scenic folk at Vexxed Uncensored.
Shit, I've forgotten what I was going to say. It was hilarious though. It was about lube. It was about lube. Okay. Right. I know this is going to sound way stupid and everyone's going to think, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay.
Play fighting with my manager. My manager got me in a headlock. I lifted them up off the ground. But they are well done. Okay. Petite, tiny little pipsqueak, but strong, firm and sturdy.
Wiry ones, yeah. Yeah.
In that headlock, I've somehow gotten myself a pseudo whiplash. So my neck is sore.
Yeah.
So in the evening, another colleague of mine was giving me a massage. Just the neck part. Yeah. It was PG, complete PG.
PG. No workplace harassment claims here, please.
Please, none of that. I'm a gentleman.
Allegedly.
And then you know, sometimes I have thoughts that are hilarious, but they're at the expense of others.
Of course.
I am.
The funniest ones always are.
Yeah. And then I got this particular colleague sitting over there, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, she's the type to use lube to give her man a massage.
Not lube. Imagine that, a bit of KY jelly on your shoulder.
Yeah, just go, there we go. Work that in. And you know when lube is being worked in and you know the atmospheric air and oxygen gets to it, it becomes less like lube and more like gel slime.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, yeah, our man's got that all plastered across his back.
A film of white.
Yeah, it's like
white lube, dried lube.
Like glue.
Up and back.
Grabbing it. But yeah, we have the tangents have already started.
Yes, our favourite thing to do.
Let's start the mother yucking show.
Let's pick a topic. Let's see what the first one is this week. ASMR, see, that stuff creeps me out, you know. I don't know how people listen to that.
You know what it is?
It kills some people's anxieties and shit, and I'm like, how? It gives me anxiety.
It's because they're perverts.
That part.
Well, see, my response.
It kind of gives me the icks. Feels a bit pervy. You're right.
It's perversion.
It feels a bit pervy, and I'm a bit like, ooh.
And the thing with perversions, people associate being a pervert to, say, peeping Tom. No, a perversion is anything that deviates from its original intention.
Purity.
Yeah.
You have to dirty it up and make it a bit twisted.
Yeah, so if you're getting satisfaction, be it wholesome, and I'm doing quote unquote wholesome, and being able to rest in this and that because you're listening to someone chew, or because you're listening to someone else breathe or sleep, or whisper into the microphone like that with their real talking voice, because this is the voice that I speak. I only talk like this on the show.
Yeah.
I actually... No, that's a lie.
No, that's a lie.
That's a lie.
Yeah, my voice I feel like changes every week depending on how much I've spoken.
Yeah.
If I've had a coffee that day.
No, fucking focus.
I think that is a thing with singers though. I think our voices, because we use our the chords so much to sing, I think they become a little bit more temperative.
Now for the hottest topics.
Anyway, first topic of the show, guys, is Magoo died.
Condolences and rest in eternal peace, Magoo.
Yeah, man.
Legend.
Yeah, he worked with the likes of Missy, Timberland, you know what I mean, back in the day. He's one of them ones that was just like always on something, you know. Was he signed to Bad Boy?
Yes. It's Magoo.
So I was thinking, where was he signed? But makes sense. But yeah, man, legend. So rest in peace to him.
I can't think of a favourite song, but you know that real big main song that he had? It's like,
because I liked his solo shit as well.
Oh,
I think he may have only had one album solo back there. I'm talking 90s, guys. Remember, we're kind of old. Nowhere near 40. Old enough. But yeah, I liked his solo shit. But most people knew him for his features. I can't say like recently what he's been up to. I'm sure the legends never really stopped making music, most of them.
Indian flute, cop that shit, throw
Indian
back,
flute
hold
is
on,
the top.
shenanigans.
Yeah, that's top dog, I think.
On Spotify, at the least, there's 2 pages. One page has the album stuff, and another page has
features and stuff.
I think the mixtape drop, Love to Love You, Indecent Proposal 2001 album, Welcome to Our World 1997 album.
Oh shit. So so he had 2 by the time, like, you know. Yeah, man. Sad to see the legends go.
I feel a bit conflicted there because me discussing it on Spotify now, I'm thinking I'm lining the pockets of the label, but there is also the hopes that it's lining his family's pockets too.
It's quite funny, guys. We cuss Spotify pretty regularly, but full disclosure, we are hosted by Spotify. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh, shit.
Our show is by Spotify, not by them exclusively. It's Vexxed Brands. This is our shit. We're hosted by Spotify because our old company that we were under got purchased by Spotify. Anchor got purchased by Spotify, so you know we automatically went under the Spotify umbrella. Yeah,
I remember.
But I mean, as you can tell, we're pretty honest, so we're not gonna like bite our tongues or anything like that.
Yeah.
We just moved to another place. If that was the case.
Well, to be
we
fair
just
with
moved.
you,
How about that?
that does remind me. Go to Patreon to go and listen to the shows that were under the previous.
Yeah, because we've got a lot of new listeners. So if you do want to catch up, we will tell you the early ones were pretty rough.
Yeah.
Because we were like recording over the internet from 2 separate countries, and yeah, it was rough. But I think seasons 1 to 3 is on Patreon, and I think the lowest like subscriber package or whatever is like, I don't know, I want to say it's like $3. So yeah, man, there's exclusive ad-free content and stuff on there. We're gonna like be putting new stuff on there because we haven't. Let's be honest. But yeah, man, go sign up.
I promise I won't buy party favors with the subscription money.
You can talk to us over there. Wouldn't that be fun? So yeah, Patreon /@Vexxed Uncensored. I'm
actually quite a wise and caring and empathetic human outside of the show.
I mean, same, yeah. Do you think we come across unempathetic?
Absolutely.
Do we?
Yeah, making a mockery of serious topics.
Do we?
How distasteful to someone with, you know, a sensitive disposition.
That's what I mean. I'm blunt though, so I've always had a bit of that.
Yeah, but we jump from condolences and rest in eternal peace to guess what? They're over there getting pooped on again, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess we do. Like you used to say, like water the ruffer duck's back. It's a bit of that. It's like it just kind of, we deal with it and we move on.
You've got to imagine though. Envision it right now.
I mean, I would like to cry for every person who's bloody passed away, and we mention them. You know, we like to celebrate lives and stuff. So you know, I would like to, you know, fall apart every time, but I mean, I didn't even for my own family on the show. So let's keep it real.
That's pushing it.
You know,
that is pushing it. Well, for me, personally, that's pushing it, mate. Because I've got all the empathy and condolences for their friends and family.
Yeah.
But in my experience, I'm pulling a grimace to basically say like,
yeah, it's rare to see me cry in person. So
them gone, galang.
Yeah, they're in a better place, we hope. Right. So what's the next topic?
That is exactly
is that what you mean?
That's exactly why. I'm empathetic.
Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Well, guess who's not sorry either? I don't know how politically correct it is to go on this topic, but the way that the producers wrote the topic is Chinese COVID laboratory. Well, thing is,
under investigation, I guess.
It's alleged that dotted all over the US there is buildings
abandoned, what looks like derelict buildings, but they're not derelict buildings, in industrial sites,
which have a predominance presence of individuals originating from the nation of China.
Exclusively Chinese, according to reports.
That's according to big media who, let's face it.
I did see ABC, I think, saying something about the one that was just found in Los Angeles, but the one found in California, That one, I actually did hear about that on the Kim Iverson show. So she's not mainstream anymore. She's like on her own tip. So I don't think mainstream media are going to push this. But I did see that ABC thing about LA. So I don't know.
Of course they won't.
But basically, guys, it's like these derelict buildings. And like, you know, the one in California got discovered because there was some hole in the wall. And someone had pushed like a hose pipe through it, and like it was just spilling out God knows what. So an inspector got called by one of the companies that was working around. Someone's seen it, thought that's weird. Inspector has gotten called, and then he's gone in and knocked, and people have answered, and there's a large group of Chinese people. Now he said Chinese,
people who,
but we mean of you know, Eastern Asian heritage. He meant most likely.
At first glance,
it was confirmed they were Chinese because they were speaking Mandarin.
At first glance, it was perceived that the individuals occupying the building were of Chinese national origins.
Yes.
But that is a presumption, and that presumption was confirmed by the paperwork. No. That's a monologue for my acting career.
Okay.
This is completely unfounded.
From the show reel.
Completely unfounded.
But yeah, like... Yeah, it's like this pop-up lab. So it was a lab. So it's gone in and it's a friggin' lab.
What was in the lab? What was in the lab?
Human and animal specimen.
Where they get that at?
Things that were labelled, obviously contagions labelled HIV, COVID, herpes. So those are human diseases.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is this lab full of random Chinese folk with this home shift, looks like a meth lab. But it's not a meth lab, it's a lab, just an actual scientific lab with fridges and fridges and fridges plugged in with all sorts of who knows what in them, dealing with diseases, the most deadliest sexually transmitted or just viral diseases known to man. What the fuck are they doing? So this ties in now to when everyone was being called a conspiracy theorist when COVID first struck. Now, do you remember when COVID first struck? Because we just started the show around like a few weeks before.
I remember that it was two origin stories.
Right.
They differed with one pivotal factor.
Yeah.
The first one is a fish market.
Right.
In that particular region that we're
selling bats.
Yes, the bats.
Someone ate a bat.
Someone ate a bat
and got COVID. So
it's actually free.
But the first story that came out before that was saying there was a lab issue, and they were having to contain this lab in Wuhan, and there was fish markets and stuff around there that has like again dead animals and stuff. And we love you, China, but you be eating the craziest shit. You be eating like bats and friggin' every frog known to man and insects and stuff. And I get that. That's your business.
That last statement was inaccurate.
And that's your business.
China.
You can love a fried frog if you want to. It's just not my thing. I'm not from that hemisphere.
China eats everything.
Everything with a face.
Yeah. Because
worms got a face.
Worms and maggots don't have faces. Roaches.
That you can see.
Roaches. Oh.
They got a face. They got a shitter. You got to have a face in the shitter. You know, a face in the shitter and a cooch or a dick. One or the other.
I saw a TikTok or a Shorts video. I'm just gonna say 2 gentlemen was preparing up some punani.
Preparing up?
Yeah, they were preparing up pussy skin, pussy lips. Not human. It was probably cow or this or that.
Oh, Lord God. You got with your group. Oh.
They fried it in like a wok pan.
Oh, hell no. They ate it?
They seasoned it green.
Oh.
Green onions.
You gotta be honest.
You know,
there's no need. You're not that starving.
A little scallion, chili. And
no one is that starving. I do not. Oh, hell no. Hell no.
They brought a new meaning to eating out of that
get it. There's only some parts of an animal that's really worth eating. And I get we can push the boundaries, especially in our like culture and stuff. If you're African, West Indian, whatever, we be eating some things too. Yeah. However, I'm Solution, but I don't eat chicken foot. I don't.
You're missing out.
I don't like chicken foot. I don't like cow foot.
Bomba.
I eat oxtails. I eat neck bone and stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm not eating the face. Even with fish, I'm not eating the head.
Aren't you? See,
nope.
When I was a child, I used to.
Nope. And family members or friends when I was younger, and they're like, no, it's a no from me. You're not getting me to eat that.
Yeah, you have to eat the head, man.
It's a no. Yeah, it was like it didn't matter when you went round to Auntie's house or if you went round to your best friend's whatever and they're cooking up. It didn't matter.
It was a home choice. It was
because of mad cow disease in the late 80s, early 90s, and I was born in the early 90s. So it was a house
No, you
decision.
wasn't. No, you wasn't.
Allegedly, I was.
It's alleged. Yes, allegedly.
But yeah, mad cow was crazy in Britain at the time. So we were vegetarian until I was 13.
Yeah.
But when I went to secondary school, guess what I would buy from the cafeteria? Sausage rolls.
Sausage?
Remember?
Yeah.
I used to buy it. No one used to say nothing. And I was looking at my friends like, good, don't you call me out, motherfuckers.
Do you know what my thing was? The chicken mayos. 2 chicken mayo sandwiches and a Ribena in them.
They had wrapped burgers and wrapped, you could go. And a hamburger. I would have a hamburger, I'm not going to lie. But by the time I was 14, I was at my auntie's house and she was cooking bacon. Mm-hmm. And I think one of my parents was like, oh, do you like the smell? And I was like, yeah, it smells really good. And they were like, well, do you want one?
Yeah.
Because 14, 15, you can make your own choice, basically. And that's when I started eating meat. But, yeah, man, the burgers were nice in school. What else did I like in school? The pizza. Yeah, it was good times.
Good times.
What were you talking about? The lab. We was talking about the lab. So there's no definitive info, I think, right now. But yeah, another one's been found in LA. Basically the same Chinese laboratory.
There will be no definitive, openly disgusting, and why I say that is because I've got a conspiracy to throw out there.
Okay.
The Cold War never ended. More players joined the game.
Do you know what? What did I say a few episodes ago? A lot of shit I really don't think ended.
Yeah.
Like a lot of shit I honestly do not think concluded. And I think like when the government says we've now ended this project or this, that, all that means is it's gone underground. They've done what they achieved and now they're going underground.
Yeah.
Black budget off the books.
Exactly. Oh, did you see?
To now do what they want with the information, because you lot aren't going to say yes or no. They got to come to the people and say, should we do this? Should we do this? And you're going to be like, no. Why?
Mm-hmm.
For your own military purposes? No, thank you. How about the starving people?
In that question,
that's how they think, though. Yeah.
That in that question, that is probably the only thing that they are legally allowed to, by the secrecy that they're sworn and the clearances.
Allegedly, that's their excuse, is national security.
National security.
You bitches are on national security. You are the issue. Like, you're the threat. The people have got to worry about you.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think,
listen,
do you know, when kind of observing what's going on in a certain part of Europe with what particular nation and then what another particular what the Chinese are doing in the US, it's you kind of have to.
I think I think the US knows they're there.
Yeah,
that's just how I feel.
This isn't a topic.
Sorry, that's why it's not in a proper lab on their premises or government owned property, because
black budgets.
They don't want you to know about it. They don't want to account for it.
Oh,
they're meant to be enemies, America and China, aren't they? If you don't fall for all that shit, you're really dumb. Like, you are at this point. Actually, no, not say dumb, because you are deceived, like actively deceived by the news and media. But a lot of these countries, again, they don't just make treaties to agree to like work together to keep everyone fed and like everyone working and products being made. Like, they genuinely don't have an issue with each other. They make money from war.
Of course. Did you know 3 suspected? Do you know what the newspapers literally said? 3 spies. Russian spies were arrested in the UK, and they have been in the UK. They've had lives. They've moved around. Neighbours. They've done whatever they've been doing. Yeah,
there's a lot of Russian spies here.
I think were they Ukrainian or were they Russian?
Because I've obviously previously said I've got some family in the government, but none of the information I ever talk about on this show has anything to do with them or discussions we've had or
Bulgarian.
Who's to say I even speak to these people anymore? So this is all my own opinions.
3 Bulgarians suspected of spying for Russia charged in UK.
Right, okay.
Okay. They're darted and dotted around. I'm quoting The Guardian. Sorry, I'm paraphrasing from The Guardian, right? 3 Bulgarian nationals suspected of spying for Russia while living in the UK have been arrested and charged, police said. I'm not going to use no names. One of them, 45, Great Yarmouth, Norfolk. One of them, 41, Harrow, Northwest London.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
One of them, 31, same place as Harrow as the other. So
Interesting. What's going on in Harrow and Great Yarmouth? I wonder. They're not there for no reason, are they?
it's
They're
true.
on mission.
Someone gonna go and have a look. Never mind. Anyway.
Let's mind our business.
Yeah, because I'm just an attack helicopter, just trying to make it through till.
I'm just a little old singer. I'm just a singer songwriter, guys. But yeah,
earlier on, you said right that you had quit. You're not a singer. You're an
music.
ex-singer.
No, I'm
You're
always not really. Okay, I'm just a little artist, guys. You're always an artist, I guess. Yeah, singer song. Yeah, that's true. I did retire. Anyway, what's the next topic? Ian Wright gossip.
Yeah. As always, you're skimming.
And we do
through.
know a couple of his relatives in it, so we're not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna slander on this one.
Well, we worked with, previously. Disclaimers, disclaimers.
Just say, this isn't.
Just in case they're listening,
Hope
We
you're
were
doing
watching
well.
some old footage
Yeah.
the other day.
Throwback.
Very crazy to see an old gang, old workforce of ours about 10 years ago. But yeah, what was you saying?
It was printed that Ian Wright was wanted. He was getting arrested. Like the police wanted to arrest him for something or another.
Ian Wright.
Yeah, and it turns out it's another hoax, just like with Lil Tay Tape.
Oh, don't.
And Ian Wright isn't wanted.
Oh,
He
good.
hasn't been arrested.
Okay.
It's all social media.
I see how
BS.
things run now.
I think at the moment there seems to. It's likely that there is an individual or a group of individuals who are out to just cause misinformation and put out
Chaos.
the most scandalous, believable stories that people pick up and just.
Was that on official news? Anything about him being arrested or wanting?
So that was actually on Instagram. I saw, those kind of picture posts where it's like Ian Wright wanted to.
Oh shit! Why him?
Who knows?
He's stays out of trouble. Good old Ian.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Every now and again, does a Sunday morning.
Yeah, didn't he do commentary and adverts and
good wholesome
staying
character?
out of trouble,
Good wholesome character. I know there was a few stories a few years ago about some incidents, but those incidents they're really not. They're really not for discussion's sake now, because they're
digging up.
Yeah, they're set all this stuff that.
Yeah. Privilege, a bit of privilege, a bit of special treatment.
Yes.
He's getting a bit of special treatment for Vexxed Uncensored today.
As you do.
Why not?
As you do. Everyone has their VIPs, their VPs, don't they?
Yeah.
Let's make sure we fact check our information. If we can't. Oh, I'm saying we, speaking to the others, because here at Vexxed Uncensored, we fact check or we make sure that it's allegedly.
And it's funny, we don't make I know a lot of people choose to or don't. We don't make a lot of disclaimer where we get our news sources, because the same story is literally printed everywhere usually.
Yeah.
We've gone over that before. And because it's a podcast, it's opinions based, it is entertainment news, but yeah, we like to we have sometimes said, oh, it's from this paper or that paper, but yeah, usually it's just like, oh, did you hear this? Did you hear? Well, we don't even, the topics are random. We pick them at random.
It's true.
So.
Papers.
Oh.
Britney Spears. Divorce.
Oh, shit.
Britney Spears is divorced. I didn't know she even got married. I thought.
Yeah, you did say that. You didn't know she got married. She got married when she was in the Conservative. Well, no, they were together for 7 years. So she was with him during the Conservatorship. And then they got married when she was free. In quotation marks, free. Yeah. She got married him. She married him. Well, he proposed, she accepted. And they've been married for a couple of years.
Would he have had to ask her father and the label when she was in the conservatorship?
Here's the thing. So now we know about this because he's filed for divorce.
Oh, yeah. Right? That's fucking disgusting.
He's filed. And didn't we say, when she just got slapped recently, I said, where's the man?
That's true.
Where's her husband? The video just before on the TikTok showed him walking in with her.
Yeah.
And then her running up herself to the man to get slapped by the security. So I said, where's the husband? Where's this man? Where is he? He's missing. So I thought, firstly, then I thought, nah, that's not all right. Firstly, for any woman and a man, that's just not all right. That's just, sorry, it so angers me a lot. But then for it to be Britney is a whole nother thing, right? Anyway, so this guy was actually hired by her dad, a security. Then he became her chef. And then he became her boyfriend. Now tell me if that's not a setup.
Fucking sad.
She wouldn't know what the fuck is going on. She's talking to the chef. She probably don't even see her for security back then.
It's the bodyguard story.
So she's like, "Hi, chef. Oh, you're cute. You're cooking for me every day." Who the fuck else is she talking to? She was locked up in her house by her dad for 13 years.
It's Stockholm's.
Oh, and trotted out to do her tours and record the videos and stuff.
They kept her on the circuit in Las Vegas for years, didn't they?
Yes. Mad, like. So he's filed for divorce now. Then it's coming out in the press that he's saying she cheated on him. And here I'm like, oh, really? Because it sounds like that's an excuse to divorce her to take her money. Then he said, I'm going to release him, like, I've got stuff on her I'm going to release. And that's when I thought, here we go. Follow up. You're going to defame her even further to call her crazy. So I'm seeing that straight away without looking no further. Now he's trying to run back the cheating thing and say, oh no, she put her hands on me or something. Like, now he's trying to do the domestic violence case. And then I looked further and it turns out because the state they were married in doesn't even acknowledge the adultery. Like, they're not going to give you no special privilege because someone cheated.
Okay.
This is America. United States. So obviously he's changed his story now. And I'm like, you dirty son of a bitch. You were a plant, weren't you? Oh, and this AI shit with her social media.
Yeah, that it's a filter and it's not her.
It's all not her. And here's the thing, he after he married her, whatever, he was talking about an AI startup he was doing. So here I'm convinced, everyone clocked, all her fans clocked that you guys, this is not Britney. Like in the social media, none of these comments are like her. Some of them were, because you can tell, but a lot of them weren't.
You know, apparently, allegedly, the same has been done to a few other celebrities across the...
And this is what I was thinking of, yeah? Because I'm thinking he started AI, probably talked her into, well, if you don't want to do the shows and you don't want to do this, then I can do this company and we can make you look like you. You know what I mean? And she's probably gone, okay, hubby. So he's doing this as like an idea to sell it on to other celebrity. Now, I've just seen him. For some reason, I see right through him. So that's what I've seen. Now she's put on a post of her saying me and him ain't together. She ain't gone into it. She said, like, I don't need to go into it. But, like, you know, on to the next. But obviously he was a plant by the father and all of that. So now they're going to try and defame her, make out she's crazy, and then to try and get her back into a conservatorship because she's... Now she's really free. Yes. And I feel like she's tied him out.
Yeah. It will look like poor judgment, poor rationing, whatever. But
I think she's clocked him and said, let me see if I can wear you out. Like, if you're really here for me, you'll stay. You're like, but if I wear you out, you're going to fuck me over. And I feel like she's done that. I really do think she's smart like that.
Absolutely.
You got to be, man. So, yeah, that's just the Desta theory.
It's sad that there's a second divorce, K-Fed.
Yeah, she married K-Fed, didn't it?
Yeah, K-Fed still...
She had one before that as well, but the dad didn't hold it. Like an old Louisiana boy, probably her first love.
Yeah. All the best, Britney.
Yeah, she's got a book coming out, I think, in the next few months. And I'm like, shit, she got rid of him right before her book comes out. That's sick.
She's going to tell it all.
Yeah. I think a few guys have legally contacted a publisher to say, could you make sure she doesn't defame us? Like, including Justin Timberlake, allegedly.
Well, we spoke about him We spoke about him and her in like season 3.
He's a spineless little weasel, man. I still don't forgive for what he did to Jan Jackson. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to in Jesus' name, but
it's been alleged that Jesus doesn't like people who send other people to hell for indecent exposure. But that's all alleged. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. It was alleged. He said, I didn't know. He said, I didn't know.
I didn't know that would happen. I was told, well, there you go, indecent exposure. Perfect.
Okay.
Drake. And you tell me whether I should say it or not.
yeah, you can say that. Oh, yeah, because we're on iHeart. I think there's been a couple of slurs, so we've had to slur. But yeah, just say trans. It's fine, yeah.
It's fine, yeah. Mm-hmm. Drake, trans.
Yeah, question mark.
Yeah. Of course, question mark. Punctuation matters. It's not just about spelling. But yeah, he's back out there. What would you call those butterfly clips?
Do you know what they look like? Polly Pocket look all like little girl, like the cheap ones, like the pink clunky
Betty Spaghetti.
Yeah, like Betty Spaghetti type shit. So there's like a viral picture of him, you know, with his hair parted with these like little girl clips in his head, and he's putting like a face that I guess people, I don't know. People have been talking about the faces he pulls. I don't follow him. Honestly,
I don't.
to God is my witness. I don't follow him.
This isn't the same picture you showed me,
It
is it?
is. The one I showed you was in the car.
Now,
Now listen, rappers back in the day, like, you know, you see someone, a guy, yeah, usually under 25, with twists and bobbles.
yeah.
But this isn't that. We all know in the community what that's like, what that is. But this, the pink butterfly clips, is, yeah, I guess people are bothered. Older nail painting, he paints his nails too, obviously, so people are also looking into kind of that. Usually people say this about women who look masculine or guys who are pretty or whatever. They say like, oh, are they trans?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But Drake's not pretty. Am I wrong in saying he's not the prettiest guy? Like, he's not pretty. I won't even say, I mean,
Nah, he's not. Pretty.
if I was fishing in that pond, I wouldn't go.
But
That
then-
wouldn't be what I would go for. No.
What's the definition? Like, what's the parameters of a pretty man as opposed to a
You just gotta
handsome
be
man?
pretty. There's handsome. You could be both too. Handsome is masculine. Like, not anything you would describe as, say, pretty or beautiful.
Okay.
They're just strong, well placed. I don't know, good features. When a man is handsome, and then you've got, people said it about me my whole life. If you've got like certain shaped eyes or you know, certain features that people find pretty,
Mhm.
then yeah, I guess they associate that with women.
See,
You're a pretty man or a handsome woman. You know what I mean? They say that about people, you know, people all the time.
oh, we're really going to be hitting home runs today. The feminist movement would respond and say that definition you've just given is in essence an expulsion of the patriarchy,
Oh,
in that language
right.
is being assumed.
About Jake?
No.
Oh.
It's being assumed that
Mhm.
what is associated to pretty as
Okay.
opposed to what is associated to handsome. So pretty
Well,
would
they
be
can go
feminine.
fuck themselves, because I'm a guy, and I've been told to my face that my whole life, you're really pretty for like a boy. You know what I mean? Like, you're really pretty. I'm like, okay, like, to me it don't mean shit, because okay, moving, like, I can't see myself unless I look in the mirror.
Do you
You
know,
know what I mean? Like, and plus I'm me, so I don't know what to compare myself to, because I'm me.
before
But I was been called handsome too. Like, you know, it weren't exclusively pretty or nothing. But don't you think a lot of boys are just, when they're growing up, oh, you handsome, you know, you can tell when people mean it or not.
Mhm.
Some people just saying it for the sake of it.
Oh, yeah, handsome. Here, take a $5.
You know what I mean? Fuck off.
Get
Stay
a
out my
t-shirt.
hair.
Yeah, no. Until I started behaving handsome,
Okay.
it wasn't called handsome.
Okay, so you think it's, but so you feel like it's more about like, yeah, the way you carry yourself too. Like, if you behave handsome, then you'll be called
Yeah.
handsome. You know, that's a theory. They'd also. Yeah. So that's that really, Drake. I wouldn't say they're like too off the mark. He does feel a bit Caitlyn Jenner. I mean, he does.
Yeah.
He does, because people saying, "Oh, you wait till you got to 40 to start doing this." He's not 40 or something. He's younger than that.
By saying that he waited until he was 40.
Because that's a known
It's-
thing for, like, I think male to female sometimes, is they wait until they've had kids, got married, and then
They get on with living their
they're
best
like,
life.
oh, I'm 50 now, fuck it.
Thing is,
But they thought about it their whole life.
Drake is 36.
Right.
And
So he's knocking on the door.
that hairstyle resembles the old Ludacris albums, but Ludacris's hair was long enough that it was sitting to the side. Could be wig cap, it could be a system. I don't know.
Well, we can just clip bits afro. Like, he don't do it. His hairstyle, like, he just tell a woman, do this today. So, but a lot of people, you see their afros like out here. Try and grow your afro out there. Like, do take a very long time.
Yeah, it's
A
true.
very fucking long time. And when you pick it out, it's not gonna be what it was. You know what I mean? It changes form. So to get a whole big, massive, and people be like, it's not, like, be real. Be real. Come on.
No, it's true.
But as long as it looks good, who cares?
Okay. Speaking about caring, BET
Bet.
went up for sale.
Bet.
Bet.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
May she rest in peace.
Black. Yeah, I miss my queen, man. I
The
miss
Queen.
the queen. In the name. Hey, let me not say that. Do not
oh
say
my
that.
God, forgive me.
Do not say that. Yeah, we don't have an equivalent of the Patriots Act, but no, treason.
Oh wait, yeah, treason against the monarchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lock you up in the Tower of
Allegedly.
London for that. Till this day, they could. In the Tower of London. You never see daylight.
Never. Well, yeah, no, you
Just Charles's pecker probably once in a while. Clanging through the, bars.
Oh my God. I'm going to take 1 year away from life imprisonment.
I'm just going up the road, Mum. I'm just going up to Waitrose.
Oh, no.
Harrods, they have to be with it.
Oh, that's dark.
A lot of people get their groceries from Harrods. Not a lot of people, alright, not a lot of people.
No.
But there are people who get their groceries exclusively from Harrods.
Oh, just go and pick up a loaf of bread.
Harrods actually comes in there like Harrods van and like it's weird.
120.
And when you don't ask them how much,
yeah.
oh my gosh.
Imagine £120 loaf of bread.
They pay like a month's rent for someone. It's like their weekly grocery. Like it's insane. Insane.
I don't know if it would be nice. I recently came to the acceptance that fame would probably ruin my character and personality. Yeah. So success, but no fame for me.
Yeah. They say you don't get to pick. Okay.
BET.
Oh, that's right.
BT's gone up for sale. But what did
good
you
old
say the
Tyler
difference was?
Perry lost the battle.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's saying, "Oh, it's Tyler Perry's now," and it's like, no, it ain't.
No, it's not.
You don't know how business works.
Nah. Boondocks. Everyone and anyone who never got to see the first showing of that Boondocks episode that parodies Tyler Perry, it may be more readily available today because of copywriting laws.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Oh, you've seen it? Okay.
I've seen it on a very public platform. I'm not going to say their name because I'm not going to advertise it. But it is very public and probably the main place people go to watch.
To watch Boondocks. Because are they even on a thing now? Are they streaming officially somewhere? Netflix? I don't have them.
I don't think they're streaming somewhere. Okay. If they are, no problem.
Wouldn't it be like Adult Swim or something? What were they on?
No, they were on Adult Swim. But I've been seeing them on a particular tube that is very, very common.
About you know.
Yeah. we're actually on that tube.
We are, yeah.
You know, we're on that tube.
Yeah, if you're on the tube, you know.
The tube, it's there.
Look us up.
The tube.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he offered 2 billion.
Yeah, and they didn't want to take it.
No, they wanted at least 3 or 4. He weren't the only one, obviously, that's gone for it. But they're saying, too many black people went for it, so they were like, nope.
It's staying here.
Allegedly, they said.
Allegedly, but
can't say that, but
he should have teamed up with 50 Cent, but we know how that goes.
Did he not have the 4 billion, or did he just not want to pay that much? Because this isn't BT the channel, it's BT the network. So it's BT, VH1, and the streaming equivalents as well. And whatever property they have, originals, VH1 original, BT original. So they've got a lot of things from the last 20, 30 years.
I don't particularly watch it.
And Paramount selling
Paramount
BT.
selling.
I think Paramount bought it from Viacom. I don't know when that happened. That kind of shocked me. Yeah, because we had business with Viacom, and I knew everyone who was under Viacom back in the day. Yeah, and I don't remember BT was part of Viacom. They definitely weren't Paramount.
It probably happened or took place during the dark days. The dark
COVID,
times,
innit? Yeah. That's like the murky water that anything could have gone on. A lot of secrecy.
If you had any trash to take out, that was the time.
Yeah, and I hope these labs that are being found means that this wave they were planning next is kind of out of whack for a bit. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
They keep saying, COVID come back, shut up.
Yeah, because it
disappeared overnight. COVID where? You know?
No, it's true. It's true.
Who has it now? Let's play Who Has It Now. BT, what do you think the Tyler Perry BT would look like? Other than him dressing up as Medea.
So I can't.
Yeah. He does other shows, doesn't he? He does the Oval. They're all like cringe.
All of those other shows. Because I don't actually pay attention to Tyler Perry.
What was it?
I'm not his
Back in the
demographic.
day, I did watch one series of his. It was like American soap opera.
Right.
And I think that's why I thought, okay, people are doing new ones. So to me, that was like back in the day, in the UK, they used to play Sunset Beach on Channel 5. And the older sibling of mine, like girls are into these things. And it's so funny because our soaps are EastEnders. And I wouldn't call it corny. It's a certain type of acting. Yeah. Like if those same actors were in a movie, they wouldn't be acting the same way.
No.
It's kind of more relatable, I guess.
Gritty and reflective.
Gritty,
of the
yeah,
society,
and a bit over the top.
Mhm.
But American soap operas are something else. They're the ones, I've got amnesia, and they've got a bandage around their head. And like, they're nuts. They're insane. Americans are something else. So Sunset Beach, Days of Our Lives, they used to show here, but they've got loads. And he did this, so I watched one, and it was weird. But the production was high. But I learned he writes everything himself. All he shows, he has no writers. He writes all of it himself. People called him selfish for that because he owns like studios now. I think he owns the largest studios in America, bigger than Warner Brothers and all of that.
I actually and genuinely cannot criticize him for it. He had his vision, and he's achieving it. But
He sold it. I feel like he sold us out a bit.
well, he sold himself out, and he. I guess when someone knows their price and what they're willing to pay, do, lose, gain, sacrifice, they're gonna do it.
Yeah. Is there a show that exclusively where there's black people making fun of white people? Let me know. Other than this one.
No. Well, not that I know of.
Right. Isn't that strange? We make fun of ourselves all the time. When all of our media is us taking a piss out of ourselves. But the white people don't do that. There's no jokes about them being white. The white is not existent. When there's a room of white people, not one of them thinks white.
See, I've watched.
Ain't that weird?
That's true.
They're not like white, but when we're all in the room, we don't think black. But at the same time, it comes up all the time.
No, it's true.
White people don't talk about being white. I just think it's strange.
I guess not around white people.
There's nothing to say about it.
Has a white person ever spoken about being white around you? Like,
about being white? No. Being white? No.
Do you know what?
Irish, obviously. Irish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then
They're not even like
well,
English.
the British.
Yeah,
the
they're not British. So
the British don't acknowledge them as.
that's what I mean. So it's, they don't talk about being white. They talk. Yes, they do talk about being Irish. Yes, they do. The Irish do talk about being Irish, but not about being white. Do you know what I mean?
That is so strange.
Right. And then they want to be like, oh, you can be racist to a white person, but what are we being racist about if they don't even have? They can't even self-identify their experience. They can't even say this is what it's like being white because they don't know.
Well, when they're the minority,
yeah,
in like but in a place where the majority of the populace isn't white, then I think they do experience it. Yeah, the whole element of racism is in that. Well, from
that
what
we're
I'm
different from them.
Yeah, from what I'm understanding is
like I can't be considered white by them on any level or legally or anything. Even though I'm mixed with white, I can't be considered white.
Right.
Even though people might be like, oh, when you ain't got a tan or you ain't in the sun, you're really pale. Whatever. I'm still not white. Like, you don't get it. Like they'll never ever. It was never.
I will say that it has not been it hasn't been a walk in the park for myself being an attack helicopter, of course,
right?
Because I mean the parking spots are too small. Yeah. I fill up most rooms.
Yeah, chopping people's heads off with the rotors.
When it gets spinning, it takes a while to stop.
But yeah, very strange, and yeah, I just want him to diversify his content, and I'm kind of glad he didn't get the network, to be honest. Keke Palmer,
yes, and
her boyfriend Darius.
But you a mom though.
But you a mom though. That was such a good line. That's all he said.
It's not bad.
Obviously, it's to shame her, but it's almost like they're too young to take anything seriously. Like in my book, they're like, you can say anything to each other.
Do you remember Let Him Have It? So in
the film,
yeah, the film, the movie, in school, Derek, the last man given, capital punishment for a crime in the UK in England.
When was that?
Maybe 1950s.
Oh.
Around about the time they stopped beating their missus.
When they said, well, we're going to be civilised now.
Yeah. No, but so...
Let's lock them up and make money off them instead.
Apparently they were both either trespassing or they were somewhere where a police officer, and the two of them were, and Derek, the guy that was last hung in the UK, said, let him, the other guy there was two people, Derek and another assailant. Mm-hmm. The other assailant When the police officer came up, the other assailant said, "Let him have it," and Derek shot the police officer.
That's what I thought would happen when you say someone let him have it.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot him. Straight up, no other meaning.
And the interpretation is in that the other assailant meant give him the gun, not.
Oh, stop.
This guy saying.
That's good though. I like the flip on it. Yeah, that's a proper Cockney shit.
This guy now, who is saying, "But you're a mom," though. What part of
is negative?
Yeah. What part? What is the intention?
Oh, you mean he could have said, "But you a mom," like you look good.
Yeah.
I never even saw it that way, but I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
I think he meant to shame her. I do think that for sure. But like, it's a very short line. She could have just clapped back like, "Ha ha, bitch! I'll see you when you get home." That's it.
Yeah.
So this was about her going to an Usher concert, having her titties hiked up to her chin, full face of makeup. She just had a baby. She looks great, you know. And she was hugging up on Usher and stuff. What Usher does that to everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's like, this guy at home's her age and a bit like, I know what these lot are like in Hollywood. Like, you're a mum though. Like, what are you doing?
Is there
just had a baby, like, with me.
Is there such thing as contact herpes, allegedly?
Oh, Lord. Oh my God. I forgot about that.
Can it seep through the genes?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you kiss someone with a cold sore and you got it. That's how it works.
It's something like mold in it. There's spores. Sometimes it can. No, let me not fixate on that.
Yeah.
That's very lowbrow. Very lowbrow.
You know, but I mean, like in general, yeah, I see what I mean, but I think it's the reaction that's happened since. So the internet has gone mad with that over the last month, say, and it's all like, oh, fuck this motherfucker, Keke, you stupid, get with someone who don't shame you, you know, blah blah blah. Then it turned out they must have not had a fight, right? So or something. So the fans have got onto this girl who got a DM from him saying she was obviously talking to him for a minute.
Yeah.
Like that day, and he was trying to fly her out.
Oh.
So they're all like, Keke, now he's trying to cheat on you. You know, the weight of the internet is at her. So instead of going and fixing her man issues, she's now gone, yeah, bitch. Like, she's on every stage, like, working it, twirling around, like, and everyone's like, yeah, Keke, go, Keke. Yeah. So I mean, to the point where she's now now in the new music video for Usher, she's the star.
Oh.
And the song, they've changed it clearly. He's changed some lyrics to his song to match the situation too. So she's completely like, this guy who's not a star, not a celebrity, just had a baby with him.
It was going so well.
But you can go on YouTube and find like I think Keke Palmer's podcast.
Yeah.
I think she has a podcast. So you can see them on camera together, lovey-dovey, like they clearly worked together, had a baby. What's wrong? She's basically sold him out, and like, I don't know, she's chosen.
She chose the world.
The world.
This is what happens when you let the world in. Do not let the world in. Others would say, don't let the devil in.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
The world and
same
the
thing.
devil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it shocked me, and I've lost respect for her now, because I'm like, wow, you had something like in Hollywood to have, like, be young, have money, be working, have someone you love working with as well, and have a baby. Bitch, you got everything. Flip it around, she's got everything, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? And now she's choosing like really cheap frills instead. And that shocked me. This independence thing, or wanting more personal attention from the world, other people, outweighing the love or situation you got at home. Like, she'd rather now be a single mum. That's crazy.
Well, she's got the money for
help.
Yeah. So
she guess she's gonna notch up in Hollywood. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Clearly,
I think I've really hit one of those brainiac mind blocks there, because I can't put my finger on what it was I was.
Yeah, you were gonna say. So you said earlier that you wanted to remember to say something about. I think you wrote it down, or you did something.
I did.
On your hand.
You're a fucking genius. Yes.
Photographic memory.
Yeah. My God. So Keke Palmer's gotten this attention, and she's gone with what general consensus
I'm going dark, guys. I'm just making the top up.
Yeah. General consensus with just attention, whether it's warranted positively, negatively, or not. Now, you know who has evidenced how much of a mistake and how bad it is to go and jump into just attention? Those fucking island boys. Less than 3 years on, they're now on OnlyFans, sucking away on each other's licks for attention. all kissing each other up, you know, from I'm an island boy to what the fuck?
Alright, I gotta pick up the mic. I'm tripping right now. What the fuck did you just say?
I just said the island boys are fucking each other on OnlyFans.
Oh my
for a bit of
god!
change.
Yo, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Oh my god, that's fucked.
I'm serious.
Oh my god, not fucking each other. You're hilarious.
Lives.
They can't be.
Instagram
No,
lives
they can't
and
be, no.
clips of them kissing each other is coming out on
Proper.
YouTube.
Oh my
It's
god.
out there.
What?
It is out there. They're doing this.
On OnlyFans?
Yes.
Is that legal?
It's incest,
Right.
but
What the fuck? You can't.
It's-
What?
it's not incest
Oh
that
my
can result
word.
in a child.
That's sad. Yeah. Because then they sold their souls. So it clearly didn't work out. The devil said, yeah.
You can take that back. I
Satan
don't want
said,
those. He said, I don't want
refund,
those.
refund. His OnlyFans have that. Bitch.
Imagine. Yeah.
That's sad. Anything. What are they doing that for?
They need attention and
That's
some money.
insane. You're
They need intervention.
they've destroyed their own psyches. They've destroyed their own minds, their souls.
It's just-
Like this is not. Wow, that's sick.
I had been aware and I had seen clips in passing almost 3 weeks ago, 2 to 4 weeks ago.
Oh my! What on Twitter?
Twitter,
Oh god,
YouTube,
no, not YouTube.
yeah, YouTube. You know those videos going down bad, like
What?
Island Boys going
Listen,
down bad.
YouTube, yeah, are fools because they pretend like they be banning everything. Do you know the amount of fucked up shit I've seen recently on YouTube?
YouTube don't ban things; they just demonetize. it.
Demonetized. Listen.
But they still make ad revenue from the
Yeah,
videos.
because a couple of our channels, yeah, for the company, they're not monetized, and there's ads running on all of them. Like my personal YouTube's quite new, so it's not monetized. But yeah, ads on all of them.
Ads
I literally put it
all
on
of them.
YouTube for people to listen ad free. Like I didn't want that. That's why there's even transitions in the songs anyway. Yeah, that's insane that you even saw that on YouTube. Thank God I didn't. Well, this is what I mean. There's an audience for it. Do you remember Tattoo? The girl
Oh
group.
yeah. Oh, the things she said. The things she said.
Running from my head, yeah.
Running from your head.
Yeah. Lesbian sisters. But they weren't really lesbians, obviously.
Oh right. Did they just?
They were
spin
like Ukrainian.
that? Oh.
I'm not going to even go there because it's going to be considered really like, really anti whatever, Slavic, I guess.
You can't generalize like that.
But, you know, rumours have it. You know, when I've lived abroad, women who, it doesn't matter what country you're from, yeah, there was an extra vetting on women than there was for men. And do you know what their vetting was? To
What?
make sure you're not a prostitute.
Really?
Yeah. Because Russian and Ukrainian specifically, and this is by their government, I'm not going to name the country for that reason. Yeah, they were like, they will grill you, a reference check you, they'll do everything for you to get your residency. I got mine like water. All I had to pay is a bunch of money. And I got it like that. To the official government, to the official offices. Easy, get a place. In fact, you need to get a place to even get a residency. You need your own lease.
Right, in your own name.
So I got my own lease before I got my residency. In my name. Yeah. Here it is. Have the money. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's crazy how it worked. But yeah, rumour has it that, you know, cheap, like easy buy.
Yeah,
Certain parts of the world, they're easy buys.
I
You
see.
just walk up to him with a tenner. Like the average public, walk up to him with a tenner.
Flashback
Mm.
to, let's say, 2005 to about 2015.
Oh, right.
There was a street character
Mm.
in the Brockley, Catford
Okay.
areas. As a youth,
street character.
as a youth, I stumbled upon them
Mhm.
performing oral exercises on a gentleman in an alleyway. And after that time, I bumped into them again as they're walking around.
Right.
And one of my friends
Yeah.
says to them, "How much for a blowy then?" And this individual had a little afro, but pretended they had long, flowing Goldilocks hair. Went like this and went, £10. And goodness me, when
I'm dead.
when we all burst out laughing,
Yeah.
the individual started running. running towards us, and we had to take off.
Wow.
Laughing.
Drugs.
Tears in our eyes, laughing. Took off.
Oh, wow.
£10 for blowy. Goodness me.
That's what I mean.
Now,
£10, you know.
cost of living, that will
God,
knock you back.
Give me strength.
That'll knock you back about 50 quid nowadays. Cost of living.
Okay. See?
We all went and done honest living. Should have got into pimping. That's where
Just
the money.
slap someone around for a bit. Do you know what I mean? Again, humans are so easily manipulated, unfortunately. You know.
Just for attack helicopters purposes only, I do have to say, none of the recent remarks reflect my personal opinions or the opinions
of this network. Lord God, protect us, please.
Oh, absolute professional.
I think it's your go next. Have you got one left? Yeah.
It is. It's the last topic of the night, right?
Okay.
Some shows always just end up going like this.
No,
so, the Smithsonian has been discovered to have 200 brains. 200 brains in storage. And you believe that those brains, those specimens, were there for the purposes of proving extensions of the Darwinist ideology of evolution.
Right. Good point.
But the separation is between the races, right? It's to say, you know, the white brain is superior. We've all seen Django.
Native and black monkeys' brains.
Yeah, we've all heard the narrative.
They thought we were animals, or they were at least trying to prove we were. They were literally trying to prove white brains were superior, and failed, obviously. Predominant, like thieves. I don't know. Institute, right? So-called brain collection that contains 255 brains gathered in the first half of the 20th century at the behest of a racial anthropologist who was trying to scientifically prove the superiority of white people. Take that in, guys. So an anthropologist was trying to prove that, you know, anything that's not white was just a monkey.
So they're using organ donors' as brains.
Not organ donors.
Were they grave robbing? Oh my.
So it says an investigation by the Post found most of the brains in the Smithsonian collection were removed from dead black and indigenous people. By indigenous people, they mean Native Americans.
Right.
And other people of other colours, often taken without consent from their families. While the museum has a large number of human body parts, anthropologist Alice Herdecka, I think that's right, it looks Swedish, began the racial brain collection in 1903. His belief was that white people were superior, and his efforts to prove it using anatomy were widely influential in US politics. So they kind of believed him. It says in April, one of the secretaries publicly apologised for the unethical, acquiring of the body parts. So goods or statues and shit from a country, but just plopping out brains from.
That's wild.
Natives and black people they've killed.
But some people would argue to this day that what you bury is really just
it's empty. It's just a skeleton.
Yeah,
because they've sucked your brain out. They took everything out.
If that, I mean, theoretically, we don't get to see what's under the clothing, so you could literally empty it all out. Yeah, and this
teddy bear.
Pillow.
Oh Lord. Oh no! Imagine all the people put in the ground are literally human teddy bears.
And I don't know about other countries, but in the UK, you're paying for the slot. You're paying for the tombstone. You're paying rent.
Oh, it's so expensive here to die. Yeah, it really is. I've noticed that very expensive to die in the UK. Yeah, this is completely unethical. I don't know how they're going to give the family. Like, how could you find the families? I don't know. Guess they must know who the brain belongs to.
They have no.
They have a name. We don't know what they have.
No.
But they've got 255 because they're anthropologists. The only reason I say it is because they're probably looking also into genes, differences between certain black people and native people.
As an attack helicopter,
right?
Although I am not myself racist, I know my racism. And 1850 was no more than 70 or 8 years before 1902 or 1903, whenever the study was started. Meaning
1903.
1903. So 1903 to 1850.
106 years.
106 years. 1903 to 1850. 53 years.
Oh, right.
So-
from the 18s, whatever you want to call them, 1800s.
So, yeah. So the named transatlantic slave trade had only had only been abolished 53 years before.
Yeah.
There were still, quote unquote,
What
free
if
people.
they were from the Black Wall Street that they massacred? Do you remember the white people got jealous of these cities and towns that were doing really well and they were black, and they literally just decided to massacre them all and just take the towns over? And they did that periodically in the United States. You're sick, you know. That's why people love Atlanta now, because and places like that, because it's like, well, they can't tear us from here now. You know, they can't destroy this. So yeah, 300 brains almost have got.
Tulsa Race Massacre, 31st of May 1921 to the 1st of June 1921. Now that, by my very bad maths, would be 74 years after the abolition of slavery in the US. So by my rationing of racism, the brains that were obtained
Right.
are likely to be the brains of people who still worked plantations. They may have been so-called free, but a portion of freed slaves remained and worked plantations as indentured servants.
Yeah.
Others migrated,
Yeah.
and they were still 3/5 of a man, and still
Not white.
still not white. So keep any kind of records of who they are and their descendants and this and that. They're not gonna compensate them.
Well, they're not going to show us.
Yeah, they're not.
But the Smithsonian are known for stealing artifacts. If someone reports something interesting, and this is how you know it's because there's old publishings in newspapers and articles that can't really be destroyed now, and they announce strange findings, and they've all been handed over officially in these articles to the Smithsonian. And if you ask to this day of certain things that have been reported, they say that never happened. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Step back from the doors unless you're here to pay your admission to the museum, bitch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're shady as fuck. I think they just do the government's work. They've done it for hundreds of years now.
Collect specimens.
You know, the Smithsonian. I'd love to walk. Actually, if someone said, where would you want to go in the whole world and walk around? The motherfucking Smithsonian. All access pass. Who fucking knows what you're going to see there? They've been cleaning up the planet for hundreds of years. they're the cleaners and the preservers of secrets.
That they are.
They are. But that's the last topic. We're going to go to an ad break, guys. So we'll be right back.
Streaming now, the new audio drama and upcoming book series, Starlight. Join Fox and the crew navigate new challenges among the stars, traveling to new worlds and facing the deadly Rephaim. Warping to you twice a month, featuring a range of talented voices and narrated by musician and author of the series, Saint. Listen now on Samsung, Audible, Spotify, and more. See you on board, Starlighters.
Welcome back with me, Moe Vader.
And me, Saint.
And we are now into the most infamous, the scandalous, the fabulous, the unscrupulous, the legendary Vexxed Uncensored moment.
Hey, he did it this time.
I did it. We're back in business.
Back in business.
It's the slanderous, the insatiable, the problematic, the honest, and downright uncensored Vexxed moments.
So, guys, this is for the new listeners, the portion of the show where we share what's pissed us off this week or anything that we're a bit vexed about or something we want to see in the world. So, yes, who's going to go first?
Well, after careful deliberation in the advertisement breaks and refreshments,
Yes.
as I had to pluck one, and you do have to, please take the lead with your first.
Okay. So, my first Vex segment this week is Silicon Valley. So Silicon Valley is like, what would you call it? Amalgamation of startups that turn into corporations. Usually, like, if you're studying in a certain industry that can contribute to technology, or what would you say? Technology, really.
Yeah, it's tech. Silicon is to say, you know, the microchip,
right?
The world of plastic,
you know,
not plastic surgery.
CERN, who invented the internet.
Yeah,
you know, like bigwigs as well. So it's always been like the American or the world's, you know, I don't know, hub for tech.
Yeah.
People associate with apps these days, but I mean it's for like technology, new cars, like anything that's been worked on that's new over there is happening. Anyway, so I've obviously observed, being born in the 1900s, you know, since then I've observed that our modern day is just fucked when it comes to the absorbing information.
Yeah.
So we're human beings, obviously we're like highly functioning.
Yeah.
We can take a lot, no, our brain does take a lot in, shall I say, already.
Yeah.
Without our behest. We don't know it's happening. You know, like we're already highly functioning. So to absorb everyone's problems, all the news, bad news of the world, someone can fart and you can know it 2 seconds later from around the world. Not because it's interesting or important, but because 1,000 people have liked it or shared it. So it's not even based or ranked on importance or necessary, like unless you go into a paid platform where they've got categories and they've got licensed content for you to like search through and say, oh, I want to look at this today.
Yeah.
So places like YouTube and stuff, however,
yeah,
they have categories, but they have home feeds that will feed you any old shit.
Yeah.
Any old ad. The ads are just pissing me off because they're really horrid. If they're all scammers, they're all like join this free training. It's trying to scam the fuck out of you. And then if they're not scamming the fuck out of you, it's people doing like crying babies, donate, you know it's scamming.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also stuff like esoteric shit, like weird shit as well. Like Gaia, that network that is just like this endless knowledge of fucking pointless information, true or untrue. You know what I mean? It's just to distract you from God, ultimately. But anyway, aside from that, so I've just acknowledged that that's all happening and it's like brain chaos for everyone.
Yeah.
It's also affecting the real world. It pretty much dictates the real world now. You can't even say we're just absorbing it and throwing it away a minute later. People are seeing something, they're making a YouTube video as if they've studied it for 10 years.
Yeah.
As long as the thumbnail is professionally or unprofessionally done, you know, it doesn't matter. YouTube will feed you whatever the fuck it will to just keep you on there. It's shocking, it's interesting, it's boring, it doesn't really matter. And like we said, they were like banning all sorts of shit. We know they pick and choose. I'm really surprised our shit's still on there. Do you know what I mean? Probably because we're not monetized on that channel yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but soon come. We have those battles when we've crossed those bridges. But for me, streaming has to end.
Yeah.
It has to end.
Do you know what? Funnily enough, that does tie into my Vex segment.
Right. And I mean, I don't mean all streaming. Like, I believe networks that were TV networks, if they want to transition online as well as having their networks, or they want to be a standalone platform with real content, curated, directed, produced content, not just any old fart on the planet, you know what I mean? Then that makes sense. It's not chaos. You get to pick and choose. Again, it's like, what do they take in standards? They take in what are we showing the viewer? Are we allowed? They take in these things where any old bum on the planet can just do what they want. And if YouTube or wherever decides that's not what we're pissing us off today, it will stay on there and be promoted to you. So they just boast on, we've got a trillion videos. Yeah, of what? Do you know what I mean, you stupid bastards? So it just pisses me off that they're melting young people's brains. It was already bad enough. Like, I hate it, and obviously I have to use it, but it's like, I hate it because it's scramble, you know. But yeah, obviously I don't mean all streaming should end. I mean, like, you know, music streaming should end.
Yeah.
Like, completely. Stop streaming for music completely. It's not helping us. It's not helping the companies.
Yeah.
The consumers are just, it's music they don't have to pay for. So of course they're fine with paying a subscription. But even the companies aren't doing that well. They constantly have to change their apps. They constantly have to keep up. They constantly have to like do these things and cheapen. They even like doing new things. They want to pay us less. So it's like, there's no win. Who decided that this should happen in the first place? You understand, like iTunes.
Yeah.
Like someone can do 99 streams of my song and I get like not even a fraction of a fucking 10 pence, a tuppence.
A tuppence, not a tuppence.
You know? And yet someone can buy my song from iTunes and I get a quid. Actually, I get to choose what I charge. I can choose 79p, I can choose 99p, or I can choose 129 for a song, for a single.
Right.
And I get like all of that. But people aren't doing that because it's cheapened and it's for free and it's hawking my goodies up on this market stall for, well, not fuck all, but you're taking it all and still not doing great. So it needs to end. Like, music streaming has to end. It needs to go back to buying it digital. purely, or pay per play like you do with network. You have to pay up front to listen to it. Pay 99p to listen to this song right now, to stream it on YouTube, or have a pass from YouTube that lets you do 99p single access, album access, and you pay us up front for our shit. It's a very simple change to do to these software, these platforms. Very simple. I can do it on a website today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're stitching us up on purpose. It should not be legal. It shouldn't even be legal. So that was actually supposed to be my second. Sorry, that was on my mind first. That was supposed to be my second Vexxed moment.
Yeah.
That's my first. Silicon Valley is something different. I will get into that in a minute. But yeah, what was yours?
Yeah, mine was actually quite light. Over the past couple of months, I've been... What did seem odd to me is how comes I can get a 5-hour segment online, but I can't go to Cartoon Network and sit and watch it for 5 hours. And I've now got to figure out what order they're being shown in and what this and what that. So...
Where would they be? Would they be split up somewhere? Nah.
Probably not.
I don't know.
I think those have ended up on YouTube because the copyright has run out.
Because who was it that bought Cartoon Network?
I think we had it on a previous show, but
it was Warner.
Yeah, so it's an inconvenience.
Because they're the longest running, 30 years at least. And I got their bought, but this is slow. We spoke about their purchase like a year and a half ago.
Really?
At least. Like, that's such a long time ago. Cartoon Network was like over.
There you go, I guess. Whoever had the rights or the streaming rights.
But what they got to do is a Cartoon Network Plus. That's it. Why ain't they done that? It don't take this long to do that. You just bought all the rights from everything. Hanna-Barbera, all of that, Jenna D. Tavosky. Yeah. They've got all of that IP because they made it for Cartoon Network. They didn't like say, oh, this is my shit, let me license it to you, you know?
Oh my.
Don't tell me there's one. Well, we are
Cartoon Network video app.
That might just be the kiddie clips though. Remember they used to give us websites to go on and click and play the games, but they usually were like clips back then.
Yeah.
But from that on YouTube, it means there's no official licensing currently because that Cartoon Network ended. So you're right in the sense that there can't be a Cartoon Network Plus right now. Not even a Warner Brothers, catalog.
Right. You're right. It seems like they've got games. They've got like little games with
mini games,
characters,
but you still have.
There's no streaming. You got to be with the TV packages or something to watch it.
Yeah, I could do with that straight up. I would pay that actually. I prefer paying that than whatever I pay anywhere else. I can sit and watch them all day.
That's true.
I can get the nostalgia. That's something you can't. That's why they pay so much for it, I think, because you can't buy that usually. Nostalgia, like a whole network of nostalgia.
Oh yeah.
But my last one is obviously back to Silicon Valley. So, what I noticed, obviously, the creators of YouTube and a lot of these companies, if you look at them in their infancy and look at them how they grew up. Now, I'm not being, rude. These are straight up observations, and I'm going to talk in a way that society, especially the way we grew up, how things were referenced.
Yeah.
Or what I'm viewing or observing, these are the titles or names, no matter how derogatory. These are what they were known as.
Yeah.
So, all these creators and stuff were loser geeks. Loser is in, studious. They were more into the stuff everyone else called boring, right? So, they all went off from whatever, or took off a year off and went to Silicon Valley to group up together to do startups. Because they're so smart and geeky, they impress these people and they'd invested them. That's how these companies come up.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these platforms are, if you currently see, are geared towards the generation of like humanity. Like they're literally destroying YouTube and stuff is destroying humanity. It's to a point where that wasn't accidental. Like, put it this way, I've noticed certain loser geeks that were bullied or put down or just feeling the pain that comes from being an outcast. Obviously, there are people that are outcast in society. If you're black, if you're mixed, if you're this or you're that. But these specific type of human beings are very self-hate. They have a lot of self-hate, but mostly they like to take it out on other people, mainly in weird ways that only they could do. So if a bully beats them up, what they'll do is set like a booby trap for their bully.
Yeah.
They're fighting back in a very let me stand back and watch and ha 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 I'm so smart, Dexter's Laboratory type shit.
Yeah.
Where bullies will just punch you in the jaw. Do you know what I mean? Because they're not thinking about all that rah-rah shit. They don't even want the big words. You're confusing them.
Yeah.
They know what you're doing. and they're about to batter you. So all these platforms are literally made by self-hating geek losers like Elon Musk, like Bill Gates, like all these people, Jeff Bezos, who are destroying the world because they've gotten rich. And the devil likes to prey on people who hate themselves. That's why no matter what, you should fucking love yourself, because the devil will come for you and manipulate you, make you hate yourself more, make you hate other people, give you spiritual understanding and progress you to success, to be a rich motherfucker, but you're still sad and you're still a loser. And that's not because of how anyone treats you, it's now because of how you think of yourself. So the moment now they love themselves, because they're not in school no more, they're not in college no more. The moment they love themselves now, they can be successful and love him. And their platforms can reflect that. But that's not the case.
They do not reflect that.
They hate us. They hate the average human being. They like the narcissism because they're fooling all the pretty people that bullied them when they were younger into being absolute morons.
Yeah.
And selling themselves out on OnlyFans and all these places. It's on purpose.
Of course.
You know, a lot of these big, other than the old money, who were like really powerful back in the day, they were like, actually, back in the day, you actually had to put effort in to survive in life. So a lot of them weren't all, if you want to call it, loser geeks at all. They were industry men and passed it down to spoiled rich children of theirs. So the old money now are like affluent, whatever. But their ancestors had to work in fooling people and deceiving and making loads of money. You rich geeks just sit behind a computer.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's pissing me off.
It's true.
So I hate the bully, but I just want to bully them all right now. That's, you know. But yeah, that was my Vexxed moment. Yes, thanks again, guys, for putting us in the charts.
Yes, thank you. Oh, fuck you.
Oh, before we go, I want to thank Fast Boy and Universal Music Group for adding I Got It into their playlist, their main playlist. So that's really fun and nice. That was no effort on my part.
Good job over there. Good job. You're doing
So go listen to I Got It, guys, in all its forms. And thanks again.
I guess have a week or don't have one. Either way, have a week.
Yeah, we'll be back soon.
Have you ever wanted your own podcast, solo or with your co-host? Follow us on Instagram at Vexxed Art Brands and send us a message. We look forward to discussing your amazing ideas. You never know what could happen.